Good evening and welcome, everyone. We are here for the XLNC Lightweight Scrim Gym week number 3, and we have a fantastic match up here for you tonight. It's going to be the Right Swipe Kings versus Team Phoenix Rising. I am Gas Pump, joined by the indomitable Jess Express. Jess, let's talk about this champion select.
It looks like we're getting some interesting mixes here of champions on the boards. It's nice to see some switches in that draft area. We have the Echo back on the map here. He did recently get a buff, so that's going to be strong on the boards. Interesting to see him in the jungle instead of in the mid lane, though.
Right, absolutely. I mean, Echo has always had a place as kind of that assassin jungler, the setup that you get with a coordinated mid laner, the CC coming down with that field for the stun as well as the shield, makes Echo such a strong character to have on a well-coordinated team. What I'm more surprised to see here is the Ornn coming out top lane. That is something that is far from a meta pick, especially into this matchup against the Fiora. I think a wise choice from Thought Island there with that highly aggressive 1-versus-1 duelist, really looking to exploit some of Ornn's weaknesses here in the mid lane. Ahri versus Syndra as that mage versus mage matchup.
And have we seen Syndra just being so strong that she throws out her ball, she has the stun, and not only that, when she gets that scaling ability, she can just ultimate and just instantly blow someone up. So it's interesting to see Big Daddy pick that Ahri to be in that distance range to kind of be mobile, but Syndra could really easily land that ultimate, so it's going to be dependent on if Syndra can scale out or if Ahri can outskill, possibly do some rolls and get some picks there early into the game.
And one of the classic things we've seen about this Ahri is that it's picked up into the matchup versus Syndra because you have that extra guaranteed mobility from the Spirit Rush, the ability to also throw out that charm. I mean, Ahri, a very skill-intensive champion to be sure, but really has the ability to blow up this Syndra. And of course, you see Zagan wisely opting into that cleanse, the defensive summoner spell, as that secondary choice beside the flash, which will really hamper Syndra's ability to lock down those kills in the early to mid game with Ignite. But still, I think an absolutely necessary tax if you want to survive this lane against Big Daddy Colton's Ahri.
Yeah, you don't want to get trapped. You want to have that cleanse, for instance, for that CC. But if we look into the bot lane, interesting picks going out with a Sivir Karma. So it's going to be an extremely passive-aggressive lane where Sivir and Karma are just going to sit as far back as possible and throw out those pokes into the Kai'Sa Nautilus. If Zara can really time out those Karma shields to get that movement speed, that's going to be the detrimental factor from getting hooked on the Sivir, not as well as Sivir using that shield to really deter away that hard engage ultimate that Nautilus Kai'Sa can really utilize.
Right, and if you want a team mash go on the jam box, you got it right here. It's Sivir Karma Hecarim. That move speed is outrageous. Getting in, getting out, both very large amounts of utility for the movement on this squad. What I'm most interested in seeing here is how the Kai'Sa and Nautilus are able to try and deal with the Sivir and Karma, because the Sivir Karma, such a defensive lane, and it plays so strongly into the win condition of get to the 400 CS Sivir, you get all the items on the board, you just mulch the waves, and then you can take fights front to back with those Boomerang Blade and the Ricochet activations. Just very, very powerful, as well as having the Fiora as late game insurance. But on the other side, for the Right Swipe Kings, there is some very strong early spikes on the squad. I'm looking at the Kai'Sa, I'm looking at the Ahri and Echo. All of these are champions that come online in a big way right around that 2-item mark.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Ornn can really hold in that pillar for that mark and help them get those items. And not only that, since he can really upgrade those items and make them even stronger. On top of that, the Fiora going into the Ornn, if Fiora can scale out, or if Ornn will shut her down and just become so tanky that just get that factor in where he's unkillable.
But that's just the thing. Nothing is unkillable to the Fiora. She is the OG tank buster duelist top lane, and this is such a great matchup for her. I'm taking a look at the pick and ban right now. Fiora was the absolute last pick for Team Phoenix Rising, and it was a brilliant choice to do so. It is, I feel like Fiora, especially after the World's buffs, is certainly a good pick into some of these counter matchups, and Ornn is, I would say, might actually be the worst champion to have to face Fiora on, because all your stuff does the CC. You get your auto attack speed reduced by the Fiora's the counter that she has, the riposte, and gosh, I would be shocked if Thought Island wasn't just destroying Impact in the lane phase post level 5 or 6. But we'll have to see. Of course, player skill always a major factor in these matchups.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen in that top lane, as well as gank pressures by the Echo and the Hecarim. Hecarim's gonna be more mobile around the map, but he did not pick up Ghost or Flash. He picked up Ignite, so he's gonna be playing really aggressive. He wants to do that hard engage. He wants to get that Ignite, and he wants to get those picks off. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Echo will be able to counter gank and keep up with the Hecarim roam and the speedy horse.
Right, and while I think it's almost certain that Swig Says Hi Back is going to be taking the Predator as far as the Keystone goes, there is a world in this particular matchup where Hecarim runs the Conqueror and looks to just absolutely deny Echo as much as possible in his own jungle. Hecarim, one of the few champions who can really run down Echo fairly well in the early game, despite that champion's mobility in the slows. So we'll have to see what the choice is. We load on in here. Hecarim will be opting to take that Conqueror as we get into the load screen, but that being said, we'll be back in just a few moments here with the rest of the game. Don't touch that dial. We'll have a great match coming up for you here in just a couple of minutes on the XLNC Twitch.tv channel.
Summoner's Rift. Until minions spawn.
It's always interesting to watch this because it's like, yeah, when they're trying to play smart, they really want it, and they're both doing the exact same thought process and just doing a little bit of a ring of Rosie in the jungle to try and do those invades.
My mic was off when I did that introduction. Go me. So here we are, both teams stacked up here. Cheeky little invades ended up coming through for the blue side. RSK, they're up by that red buff. Looking to cut off the Hecarim. Backs were canceled. Warner's in the mid lane. They don't spot that out. Ping's going on through. Looking for that. Hecarim just kind of cheating around there. I don't believe any team saw each other. They did get some vision on down. No gank's going to be happening, though Echo is going to be looking for that red buff. They do end up seeing that Fiora heading up into the top lane, see if Echo can acquire this. But no, the timing is off. Are they going to make the attempt? Wow, looking like this might be a clean red steal. They're going up, looking to interfere with the Echo here, but the Ornn is present as well. Looking for this, but Smite going on through, always blame jungler picking that one up, and slight delay on that, and Hecarim now knows. Pretty easy choice to go down and get that vertical jungling path, clean out the red buff from Echo's jungle, and great call out by the Cinder to go up and check on that.
Yeah, definitely want to try and deny that CS. He already knows that Echo's up there, so just doing that vertical jungle to just even out everything. A little bit risky for both in case there are possible roams, but it doesn't look like that's the case. As we are looking in lanes, a lot of focus going out to the Sivir here.
Right, and she was the
Already.
recipient of a Nautilus hook at level 1 coming through there. Vikro getting a lot of damage. People really do forget the amount of punishment that Nautilus can mete out with his base damages, and not something Vikro's forgotten, or the Sivir anytime soon, as Bing Bong and I'm Zero have taken a fair bit of poke, but they do have the shields from the Karma as well as the poke from that, so Always Blame Jungler could be in a tough position, will be able to escape out of the Fiora's clutches. Looked like there was an attempted gank that did not come through.
Yeah, Echo pretty low at level 2. Risky going over into the blue side here of Hecarim's jungle. But it looks like it's going to pay off as Hecarim rotated around to that red side, knowing it's gone and is going to reset. He's going to run to that blue side and realize he doesn't have jungle there any longer.
I think he already knows I think Hecarim already knows that his red side was cleaned on out there at level 1. There was the call out from the Syndra, so Hecarim getting the reset, cleaning that lower jungle out. Very smart call on the vertical jungling. Echo's clear has been a little bit slow. Took a fair bit of damage, had to use Smite on that red camp, and it's not like Echo's clear is outstanding to begin with. It's not terrible, and you're really looking at him being more of a ganking jungler, but we'll see how that continues to play on out here. Hecarim now, for Always Blame Jungler, able to
Just
steal
comes
that
in,
crab.
smites.
Goodness. Nice play there from the Hecarim to juke on out of the shield, but here's Fiora coming on down. Thought Island getting some good punishment in there, looking for the blast cone. Big Daddy Colton forced to flash on the assistance to his jungler. Echo biting off a little bit more than he could chew there, and it feels like Swig Says Hi Back really does have the reins in this particular matchup right now.
Oh, there was a hook actually landed there. That shield went off. Interesting. A lot of aggression happening here in the bot lane.
Oh my god, rip
Oh,
this
is that
Echo.
first blood?
So, it was nothing less than just comprehensive greed from the Echo there to make that decision. Going back into the jungle with 200 health when he knows that Hecarim has been around, has been looking for him. It does end up costing him that death, as well as I believe resetting Hecarim's blue buff there. Yeah, Hecarim getting a fresh one with that kill. That is,
That's gonna be
tough.
really good. That's gonna be really good because he not only did he get that refresh on the blue, he got that blue buff and the first blood, giving an extra 500 gold to the side of red here on the boards right off the bat.
Right, I mean...
Oh, I thought that was gonna land.
I mean, Vikro has been putting out a ton of pressure with these hooks here. It's a very smart bit of aggression from him in this bottom lane, but it's one of those things, will it really be able to stick? I mean, there are some advantages here. Echo down here again will be catching on out the Hecarim. So the Zera is here. It's some good damage down. There's the Ignite. There's going to be Kaisa first to rotate. Vikro will fall. Looking for more now. Karma dropped fairly low. Zera forced the flash. Always Blame Jungler does not have the flash, but will go over the wall. Gets that slow into Bing Bong. 1, 2, 3. Looking for that dive on in. Gets that Time Winder onto the Karma.
So many
but
shields.
yeah, so many shields and just not quite enough damage at this point of the game. Thought Island drive to his liver. There's the orange charge in and skunked by Thought Island's charge. Didn't even burn the summoner for that. Supreme confidence from the Fiora.
And Ornn just, it looks like there's quite a difference happening here in lane as Ornn is out CSing the Fiora by about 15 CS here on the boards. And not only that, we're going to look over into the Dragon Pit area with the Inferno popping up. It looks like Karma and Sivir are backing. That might give blue side more of an advantage here because Nautilus is up, Echo is near the dragon, and Kaisa is coming in to reset. And we're going to see contests happening here because it is an Inferno Drake so early into the game. So that'll be interesting to see as there is ward control being taken over here by blue side.
Right, blue side does have ward control, but what they don't have is the positioning in this one. And you have the wards down, but the Echo just isn't strong enough. Has to go back and buy Hecarim, already back on the map, along with Bing Bong 1, 2, 3, and I am Zera. So it's going to be a real tough sell getting that dragon without a major contest. And I don't think this blue side is really in position to take a fight at the moment.
And not only that, they're already in red side's already in such a lead here at 500 gold. Not a huge lead, but in lead nonetheless at 6 minutes into the game. And that all has to factor in first blood and CS difference. If we look on the boards, Syndra is ahead in CS to the Ahri, and Hecarim has a massive CS lead on the Echo.
Big Daddy Colton dropped to a sliver there. Gonna be forced to pop the Spirit Rush out of that last orb, and Zagon getting a major cooldown out of the Ahri, burning her down to a sliver. If the Syndra had Ignite,
Ooh.
that's a kill coming on through. Thought out now.
It looks like Fiora is dealing quite the damage here.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd say it's virtually guaranteed that we see Fiora at least rushing into one of those major damage items. There's the Ornn popped on back there. Great charge back through impact.
Decimated.
Goes down. The damage from the Hecarim and the Fiora both rocking that Conqueror is immense.
Yeah, and Ekram has that Ignite, has that Smite, and just can be able to do so much damage on top of Fiora having 2 longswords right off the bat, just disintegrating that Ornn. And he's building pretty tanky. He has a Ninja Tabby, so he's not that squishy. So they're pumping out a lot of damage.
Right. At the same time, like, Ornn is a champion that you are drafting in this kind of game specifically for his powerful ultimate. And if you see the side of Team Phoenix Rising, Thought Island, Swig says hi back. Very smart choices. Grabbing goes, but wow! That burst damage. Zera could not have expected that to come through. The Ignite, the rest of the damage, just popping that Karma like a grape.
Yeah, and we're just seeing people drop left and right. Hard engages and just really bursty picks happening here right off the bat, as there's going to be a 800 gold lead happening for red side here, almost getting that 1k mark gold lead into the 8-minute mark here, as blue side's rotating down to get that Infernal Drake right off the bat here, seeing that there was backs forced here. They really want to get that Infernal to try and gain some momentum.
And gain momentum they do. I mean, the Infernal Drake, especially at this point of the game, you get that early dragon. Next flavor that's going to be spawning is not been determined yet. Okay, so
it's going to be Inferno.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I do not see the symbol.
Oh, it's because I have a button that I push to show.
Ah. Is that the
without the symbol being up.
What's the key for that?
I got some tricks up my sleeve.
Oh no, P is the pause
N.
button. That's yeah.
And
don't worry about it.
oh right. But it looks like there's a lot of resets happening here. But Ornn did take a hit there. He is ahead in CS, but that's going to make them almost even in gold. He's out CSing, but he did die, giving Fiora that kill. So they are actually pretty even right now in gold, interesting enough.
And
item-wise, though,
I mean, Ornn has the CS advantage for now, and for now is the big thing I want to kind of point an arrow at. Fiora very clearly already has the 1 versus 1 advantage, and the longer this game goes, the less and less able Ornn is going to be able to hold these 1 versus 1 lanes, barring some major interference from the rest of the right swipe kings. So I really expect that once this Fiora gets a major item, she doesn't even have her Tiamat yet. When she has the Tiamat, once she has the Black Cleaver, or what other regressive itemization she's looking for. Ooh, but here comes the Echo now looking for a fight. Shoved back from the center. These were caught out in the jungle. Here comes Bing Bong, and I am Zero looking for the Boomerang Blade. Will find that damage onto the Nautilus. Will fall as well. Zagon trading one back, though, in the mid lane. Be going on down there into Always Blame Jungle's pockets on the Echo.
And if we look off the bat here, with that CS lead there's a CS lead happening with the Kai'Sa. She's trying to build into that Manamune. She wants that mid-game burst damage, but is going to struggle right off the bat here early in, and does not want to take off trades because it looks like Sivir has a BF sword and 2 long swords right off the bat to do that extra 80 damage. So they're going to be a bit of a deficit when it comes to damage at the current moment. It looks like Kai'Sa has the call.
Ooh, Echo coming on through here, won't quite get the stun. Speed up in the Kai'Sa, but here's the counter gank coming through by Swig. Says hi back. Will miss that charge, but force the flash out of adjustments. Kai'Sa. Overall, not a bad play and a good counter gank from the Hecarim. Just a little bit closer would have maybe been able to get something great off that, but as it stands, not too much else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was probably a smart decision not to engage and fight that, because just the damage items are just outscaled right now when it comes to the AD carries. Like I was saying, Kaisa doesn't have that mini built yet, and is going for the cull to get those gold stacks to try and get some bonus gold here to build into the items to try and get that power spike rather earlier than later, as the Siver's already stacking so much damage here into the lane.
But at the same time, Kaisa does end up getting that power spike once you have those items on the board. Hecarim is here, taking the cone over the wall now, looking for the gank. Doesn't have the ult quite yet, but does have the charge in for the speed. I mean, knocking Vikro on back there, did have the flash. Will be able to break the tether on the stair, but a great hook coming in onto Bing Bong. Will lock in that kill. Echo now on the charge, on the prowl. Doesn't have the speed to get in. Kaisa with the killer instinct coming on through. One more auto attack would be enough, but can't quite lock in the damage. Zagon in trouble. Big Daddy Colton has those Spirit Rush charges. Will be enough to lock it in, and it's going to be the right swipe Kings taking fights all across the map.
Yeah, right swipe Kings really showing what they're made out of here, adding in a lot of aggression. They were behind by about 1k gold lead, but they've evened it up and only are in a deficit of 300 gold at the current moment. And that's not that hard to even catch up at that point, just turning the game around here. But Thought really adding in that aggression on the top lane.
Oh yeah, has the Tiamat, has the Phage now, really able to challenge this Ornn, give him a run for his money, and put him under threat in these fights. But seeing some power in the mid lane here, this is the second time in a row Zagon has gone down. Need to be careful on that Syndra, especially lacking those defensive summoner spells. And a major point of contention coming up, though she does already have the completed Luden's Echo, thanks to the creep score advantage generated mid.
Yeah, I mean, and she's starting to really catch up here. Ornn only has about a 16 CS score advantage, but that's not really going to help him. Like you're saying, as we are starting to climb up with that damage, he's really going to need to be beefy, and he's going to want to look for more team fight focused gameplay here. I think that's why that champion was picked in the top lane for Ornn, to be able to do those team fight compositions with his team as the Infernal is being picked up. We know Ornn has TP, and we know Fiora has TP. Is it going to be another Infernal for the side of right swipe Kings, or will Phoenix Rising get it?
Ooh, so Swig says hi back. Ult coming through from the Echo, forced on back. Always been the we're going, and that's the route onto the Karma. Zera already going down. Echo's ult has fallen. There's the Ignite coming through. Hourglass going to be used for that support. Now looking for Zagon in the mid lane. Sivir at his sliver, but the Ahri was able to get that kill. Blast cone over the wall. What a great play. It ends up at the end of the day being a direct 2-for-2 play, but Infernal Dragon certainly in the sights of Team Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, Phoenix Rising definitely wants to deny that Inferno to right swipe Kings, but interesting TP happening out by Ornn. Can he make it work for him?
They do have the smite. Oh no! It was stolen by the Nautilus. A mistimed smite. We'll be taking that. Kaisa getting all of these kills. So much damage onto Thought Island. That'll be the Acathian rain to lock it in. Ornn charging down the back line. And a 3-for-0. It's going to be the right swipe Kings taking it home in a big way at the Dragon fight.
Yeah, that's giving them a huge advantage. They got double Infernos in their pockets, and if we're going to look on the boards again, there's going to be a third Inferno in about 4 minutes. That is something that Phoenix Rising does not want happening. If they get that third Inferno, that's going to be so much damage on the Echo, on the Kaisa, and on the Ahri, which are already strong champions and into the mid lane game. Hype for carries. If we look at the Kaisa, and the buffs that are happening from Echo, he's just going to become stronger and stronger with the Inferno. On top of that, they gained a 2.5k gold lead advantage. Or, I'm mistaken, a 3.5k gold lead advantage there. With that team fight being win, picking up some shutdowns.
Ooh, there's the charm coming onto the center, looking for the balls. They're getting damaged, but Zagon burned down by the Ahri. Ignite there, a huge boon. Electrocute damage, nothing to be scoffed at. Echo coming on through, pressure on this Hecarim. Forced to escape there at the death of his mid laner, and always blamed the jungler to lock this one in. And just like that, the right swipe Kings have taken control of this game entirely. 17-minute mark.
Taking control of that, for sure. But we got to keep in mind that Fiora is really putting up a fight in the top lane and could be a pillar of hope right now for Phoenix Rising. They're not out of the game quite yet. I've seen bigger comebacks, and it is only at the 17-minute mark right now. It does look like Right Swipe Kings are taking the control of objectives, taking control of fights. So it'll be interesting if they can keep that momentum and use it to their advantage.
Right, but Ornn now with the Sunfire and the Ninja Tabbies upgrading the Sunfire is so tanky. It'll take a minimum of 5 to 10 more minutes for the Fiora to really come online as an Ornn Slayer. And that is time that Phoenix Rising just really does not have. I mean, Fiora does a lot of damage to this Ornn, getting those Vitals procced. Oh no, misses that one. Doesn't have the flash. There's the CC coming through. Does get that heal. The healing, not enough. Thought I would drop to a sliver. Here comes the Ornn ult. Will be able to dodge on that one out, but here is always blame jungler Zagan up too far. The Time Winder taking it, Echo 3 and 2.
And just starting to use their advantage, their item level advantage, getting that pressure in.
Oh, bait
just
out
dropping
that shield. Bing bong gonna be going down. Kai'Sa already with that Runon's Hurricane. Lock it in the double kill, and easy set of pickups for adjustments, Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and it just looks like Phoenix Rising is starting to drop like flies here on the map. I don't know, will they rise back again? At this point, there's a 5k gold lead, and it looks like Phoenix Rising did have the Herald spawn because of the timer ran out, but is not going to get anything off of that, but adding in a little bit of mid lane pressure is not looking good, as there's 3 turrets already picked up by Right Swipe Kings.
Oh, that's going to be the charm landing onto the Hecarim. Always blame jungle with those 2 completed items, just outputting a crushing amount of damage. And nothing says desperate like having to launch the Herald mid lane into a wave. You are not winning, but there's Ahri. Wow, going to be making her way out of that one alive. Zagan in trouble. Echo coming back with a Time Winder. Bing Bong has the ultimate. Echo going to be ulting, looking to get back into that one, but does eat the stun. That was a mistake. Looking to go back through. Zagan dropped to a sliver. Always blame jungler. Not able to break the tether. Will be forced on back. One more auto, but no. Eats that Q from the Karma. And 2 kills picked up red side. Ahri chased down by Thought Island.
And not only 2 kills, but some bounties in their pockets, like trying to help them gain some momentum here, and stop that 5k gold lead from happening and gaining more deficit. They really want to just climb out of the hole here and get as much gold as possible, as there are turrets still on the boards they can pick up here in the top lane and in the bot lane. Sitting tower gold they definitely need, and it looks like we're going to see the Infernal spawn in another 15 seconds here, as there's going to be wards being placed out. There's not much vision control happening for either side.
Hook lands onto that Karma, forcing Zera to flash with just a sliver of health right as this dragon is about to spawn. This is a worst case for the support. I mean, almost worst case, barring just straight up dying there. And it's going to make this dragon defense virtually impossible with the support missing. They don't have the vision control. Hecarim is here, but the hook lands. They want this play. That's the ult coming through, forcing Hecarim to drop that onslaught of shadows over the wall, but Ahri's here, will land the charm. Big Daddy Colton locking in a third.
Big Daddy Colton really popping off and landing charm after charm and just decimating here. That's really what's making this team stronger and stronger. They're getting the picks. They're that pick comp that you want to see on the boards.
Oh, for sure.
And they're picking up 3 Infernos.
Oh, and they are capitalizing in a big way. Parrot now on the table in 5 more seconds till Swig says high back is available. For a team that is looking to stall the late game, giving up 3 Infernals is just a tragedy. It's an ambitious Baron attempt, though.
I mean,
Hecarim coming
at least
on
it ain't
back.
mountains.
This is what's going to be the real requirement here is how efficiently can they turn off the Baron. Once the engage gets started, Hecarim is coming down. Baron down to about 30% health. There's the engage. One horn gets called. Will pop up 3. They want to turn the fight. Always blame junglers back. In the backline, it's Kai'Sa locking 1 down already. There's 2 that have fallen. Zera is next. Now looking for the Sliver. Will be dropped down to a sliver. Hecarim caught to the backside.
Oh, is that
dropped
an ace?
on down, and this'll be the ace.
Oh.
The full 5 for nothing, and it's going to be the Right Swipe Kings taking it home.
right stripe Kings, showing what they're made of here and just decimating Phoenix Rising. Dropping like flies and resetting that Baron. And now it is theirs. And what are they going to do with these timers on the boards?
Win the
Possibly
game.
gain some objectives here.
Win the game. I mean, you're looking right now at a 10,000 goal lead at 22 minutes. The full reset coming through. This team is absolutely stacked. And considering the way that these fights have played out, it's, I think, just about as easy as picking a lane and running it down.
I mean, they just picked a smart composition. They really, you could tell they're really getting cohesive, and they know what their team compositions are. They have the Echo that can engage with that CC, have the shield to pop up. Not only that, he can revert out with his ultimate if he gets caught. And then we have Big Daddy here that can go in and out easily with a charm with that ultimate, and we're seeing them beautifully play that to their advantage. As well as the Kaisa coming in for the cleanups, and Nas just hooking in and knocking them up, and to really finalize and put the nails in the coffin, or an ulti, just CC them in place so they can't even move. Just so much CC, so much engage and disengage. It's just a really strong composition, and they're really showing that they can play it. You can tell by the plays they're doing, they're playing really smart.
Right, it's worth mentioning here, we haven't had much of a spotlight on adjustment this game, but with a 66% KP on the board right now, actually best on the entire team, I'd like to point out the fact that this Kaisa is just monstrous. Deathless, looking like they'll be locking in another one here, the 9th on the game. I mean, this game doesn't go nearly so well if adjustment isn't so slippery on the Kaisa, and as well as being so aggressive with these plays, always willing to go in, make it happen, and currently very stacked up with those 3 items, has the Guardian Angel as well as the QSS. I think a very smart purchase against this competition. Like, the only way that you're getting knocked down is if you catch a lot of CC here, and QSS a great insurance policy against that.
And not only that, but it's interesting to see that Nautilus is actually landing those hooks, and he should be denied that.
But there's the back line for the Hecarim. Can't quite lock in. The Kaisa is able to mosey on back. Will go on for trouble, but Thought Island picking up Vikor there. Does get that ultimate pop, but it's a 1-for-1. Pardon me, a 2-for-1 as the Sivir falls. That's the stun from that mid lane. Cinder going on in with that supercharger coming through. Orno will get the pop on it too. Looking for one more. What great coordination. Zera now in trouble. Will live with a sliver of health. But there goes Thought Island. Forced to flash away. Echo with the Time Winder. Locking in those kills. Has the ult. That's the save. That's the double kill. 1 for 5. It's the ace coming through. And with Barret empowered minions slamming down the mid lane, this is assuredly the right Swipe Kings game to take.
They just showed what they're made of and been one of the stronger teams on the lightweight champions we've been seeing here, as they're just decimating.
Bing Bong will fall. Echo as well. Adjustment ends the game 10-0 and 12 deathless. What a commanding victory from the right Swipe Kings.
Yeah, they really knew how to use their team comp, utilize it, and rotate around the map, and that's what really won them the game there. They had that presence with the Echo to go in, engage on fights, get picks after picks after picks, giving them a gold advantage, and then when they had that advantage, they just kept climbing into that 15k mark gold and using the Infernal. We had seen Echo with 3 Infernals go in one shot with his Q. It's just unbelievable.
1,000 degree hot knife AP Echo coming through. Just a one-shot king there. And just a fantastic performance from RSK. It felt like up through the early game that the Team Phoenix Rising really did have a lot of resources available, all the stuff they could have done. But what it came down to is a coupling of misfortune with misplay. The 3 Infernal Dragons did so much work for this RSK squad, but also you picked a team comp that was maybe banking a little too hard in the middle on the late game, and Zagon really kind of got his cheeks clapped in that mid lane. 1-7-2 on the Syndra really did not have the desire to impact that match. It was tough for Bing Bong in the bot lane as well, but a lot of that pressure folds out from the difficulties faced in mid lane.
And it's interesting to see. I really expected Zagan to really do a lot of damage to that Ahri with the ultimate, but Ahri really spaced far away as possible after that ultimate going off to really mitigate a lot of that damage and denying that power spike.
Mhm.
Because if Zagan really got that power spike, he wouldn't even need anything but to push R and just
Yeah.
decimate. So that was just incredibly denied. Well played
Mhm.
by the Echo to go in and gank and
For sure,
just
for sure.
make sure that Zagan could not come online.
And again, great play overall by RSK. Hopefully, we see Team Phoenix rising next week's lightweight scrim gym, where they have a good run through the secondary bracket this evening. With that being said, we have reached the end of our first game. We'll see you all in just a few more minutes for our next one, second of 3 here in the lightweight scrim gym. We'll see you on a few more minutes. Don't touch the dial on the XLNC Twitch.tv channel.